Daniel, Chris told me I was going to send you a verbal Christmas present. How's that, buddy? This is a story out there at the plant about a couple of guys. Now, think about this for me. I'm going to lay this all out. I had two true bachelors that worked on my shift. One of them been there about when I was, about 12 years ago. We started, and the other guy started about 7 years ago. Well, one of them's name's Benny. He'd never been married. Another one's name's Glenn. Benny Nelson and Glenn Reeves. Well, Glenn's the top guy. He had 2 degrees. He burned out. He was a mathematic man. He did white collar, but he burned out years ago. So he just got in a factory and done physical work, and just it was easier on him. He's a real shy, real a dry sense of humor. Well, Benny is a crack up. But Benny, they're both about 61 or 2, about the same age, never been married. But way back when Glenn first got on through the temporary service, well, Benny, he'd already been working there about a year or 2 before me, so it's about 7, 8 years ago. Well, he didn't know Glenn very well, and Glenn kind of warmed up because I sort of showed everybody they thought he was kind of weird or whatever, and I said, no, Glenn's just quiet. But now everybody loves Glenn. But anyway, Benny, this is way back when Glenn first started off the temporary. Well, we had this company put out this letter that said that we pay for it. It's a little retreat area where it's kind of one of them where employees can get to know each other better and you know, better communication, and it was kind of a voluntary deal and not mandatory at that time. And it just gone for about 3 or 4 nights on your work week. They'd let you go on your work week instead of going to the plant. Well, most of them were hem-hawing. They didn't know what it was all about. Well, they had that little sheet. Well, we was all reading it the first day we got it about 6, 7 years ago when they come out with this retreat lodge, employee retreat lodge. They said FedEx, all their employees doing it. But anyway, we got there and we're all reading all this about where it is up in North Arkansas, and it's, you know, you got to bunk, all the men bunk in one lodge and the women bunk in another, and they have activities and where you co-mingle and try to work out problems and shit together. Well, anyway, old Benny, we was sitting there reading it that first day we got the paper, and when you look on there, it says on there, it says, you know, stuff about when, you know, what you kind of do, activities, and this thing. It says that, you know, that you will bunk together, and all the men will be in one cabin or lodge, and all the women will be in another one. But there's like bunk beds or straight line bunks. Well, we're sitting there reading all this, and Glenn and Benny, and either one of them, to this day, I don't think either one of them ever went. But Benny was reading this shit. Now you got to know, Benny, he can say something and not crack a damn grin at all. You'd believe it straight up. Well, he didn't know Glenn very well. Remember, just back after Glenn only been there a few months. Well, we walked up getting ready to clock out, and we all holding that brochure when they first handed them out about what all this was about, and we're reading it. And then we was talking about, yeah, they want us to go bunk together, and we're going to be away from home for 4 days, and this ain't why we got hired on, all that shit. Well, Benny walks up with that paper, and Glenn's over there. There's about 9 of us getting ready to clock out. You know, it's about 10 minutes before we clocked out. We was all caught up. Well, old Benny looked just as straight faced as he could. And Glenn, you know, he's kind of looking, he said, I tell you what, Glenn. You know, he looked Glenn dead in the eye, and he said, I tell you what, buddy. He said, me and you'll go up there and bunk together. He said, man, I'll stop and pick up a box of condoms and a stun gun. When he did, Glenn jumped back and he looked at me and he goes, mister, I'm not going nowhere with you. Everybody, we were all in the floor because you got to imagine Benny didn't even crack a smile. He said, Glenn, buddy, I'll tell you what we'll do. He said, we'll go up there and you can bunk with me. He said, I'll stop and pick up a box of condoms and a stun gun. When he said stun gun, how Benny thought of that crap. But Glenn jumped back and he said, mister, I'm not going nowhere with you. Anyway, Chris fell out. We was laughing the other day, but I wish I could tell you in person, but man, it was funny as hell. But let me tell you another one real quick. Chris told me to tell you about Benny. Now, Benny was real hard hearing. He's the one that told Glenn we'll go bunk together, which he just shit me. But man, we was laughing. To get back to that, Glenn avoided, Benny swears that Glenn avoided him for a month and a half. Every time he walked towards the break room, Glenn would go the other way. But we told Glenn it was just bullshit. Glenn probably still thinks, because he knows Glenn's a bachelor like he was. But anyway, with that being said, old Benny's hard hearing. Chris cracked up on this. Anyway, you know, we do, our factory does a yearly hearing test. You have your first one where you set your, whatever they call it, the first one you do, and they base you each year off your original to see how much you gradually lose or if you lose a bunch. Because it can be OSHA recordable if you lose a significant amount in 1 year, because we have to wear hearing, which I wear it. But I'm getting hard hearing. But Benny's really hard hearing, man. Benny is just hard hearing. He worked in a factory where they had big giant presses for years that carry our air conditioner, and man, that ruined his ears, even with plug. Are we still good? Anyway, he went, we all had to do a hearing test. Well, it happened to be the four that got drawn that time. It was me, Josh Sponer, Benny, and Marvin. He was a maintenance guy. Well, us four got in there. And this guy, you know, we had to fill out this little paper or whatever, and he said, okay, here's the 4 boosters in a truck. They pull up to the grounds there, and you get out in this truck, got that egg crate looking stuff, kind of as quiet as they can. Well, he said, well, you got your headphones, which we'd been through. And he said, I put the red on the right and blue on the left, well, however it was, because he's going to start the test. Well, he told us all that we're all 4 sitting there at each little booth. You know, we're only a foot apart from each other. Benny's facing away from us in a corner. Marvin's behind me. Josh is to the right of me, and I'm right here. Well, Benny's catacorn straight across from me, facing the corner of the truck, just a wall. Well, anyway, he said, we're going to start here in a minute. He said, I got to do a little bit of paperwork. Well, Benny went on and put the damn red and blue wherever it was supposed to go on his head. And me and Josh, we had him around our neck because he said, it'll be a couple of minutes here and I'll tell y'all when to put them on. Well, Benny didn't know. He put the shit on, right? We're sitting there, me and Josh is talking, and we look behind him, and Marvin, he's looking, and Benny's sitting there facing the wall, holding the damn button, and he's waiting on the, you know, it goes, beep, 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 like that, and Benny's sitting there, and he's had his eyes closed, he's sitting there hitting that damn button, just steady as hell. So I said, look, man, he was laughing. I tapped Benny on the shoulder, and he jumped. Then he jumped back, and he said, what, man? I go, what? He took his damn earphones off. I said, what are you doing? He said, man, I'm taking the test. He said, I said, Benny ain't even started yet. He goes, I was hearing that shit. So we fell out. We was all laughing. That guy opened the door, and he said, are y'all all right? I said, I'll tell you about it soon as we get done with our test. Freaking Benny. But it's so hard hearing. And you know, when you get done with that hearing test, they'll show you an immediate graph of how you did with your baseline. That's what they called your first one, was your baseline. Well, they can see how it goes. Well, Benny, from the time he got hired on, his baseline, he started, fell right off the map. He's basically deaf anyway. But anyway, what was funny though, Dad was, I told Chris, I said, it ain't no shit, man. You can't make this shit up, man. When you told me, I said, what the hell? Benny's sitting there with his eyes closed, and he just. Benny said, I hit him on the shoulder and he jumped. He took that shit off. He said, what is it? I said, Benny, that shit ain't even started yet, man. He goes, man, I've been hearing them. But anyway, Chris told me to tell you that, man. Hey, I wish you could have been here with us, but hey, man, you got to do what you have to do. And, you know, we kind of did it for Ronnie, too, because he kind of wanted this on a bucket list, kind of like your dad that last year. He would like to have went on Lake Maumelle. And I told your dad before he passed away that, but he said he was that bad he couldn't even hold a pole. But he couldn't get down here when it got to that late stage. But with all that being said, Ronnie would have liked this place, but with the dog, Shane dog, and the kids screaming, he'd be bitching. You know how, son of a bitch, it's too damn much money. What the hell? What's all these damn dogs do? That's just Ronnie. Chris will tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm glad that Chris, and something you need to remember, I'm glad that Chris come up under Ronnie's wing, because I promise you what that was. Uncle Bill, which was, you know, Aunt Naomi and Uncle Stan, all of that was one of the early born from Grandma Catillas. That was one of the early born sons, and he always, that was his favorite uncle, Uncle Bill. In fact, he gave him a 67 Impala, 66 right before he, you know, when he died, he left it to Ronnie, and Ronnie told his son, bitch out. You ain't gonna believe this real quick.
It's like me and my brother, yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you this real quick. When Uncle Bill, he willed that to Ronnie, that 66 Impala, it was paid for, probably back then, you know, 1700 brand new. But anyway, Ronnie took that damn Impala in the end of Lake Maumelle. I don't know if y'all remember, but if you went to the western edge, there was a little paved road, went to a little park up on the hill there where you could picnic. We never really ever went to it. But Ronnie said they used to drink there a lot. way back in the day. This is in about 68, 67, about a year after Uncle Bill died. Well, Ronnie was out there drinking and shit, and he's coming home. And if you'll remember Lake Maumelle when we went, it was up and down hills. Well, that was all in the middle of that, where them hills just roll up and down. Well, Ronnie passed a car on a damn yellow line and met a car, and they hit head-on collision, not dead center, but half and half. In other words, the left front of her car hit the left, Ronnie's left side.
Right.
It hit like that, and it both of them and spin them out to the ditch. The woman didn't get hurt, but guess what she was in? She was in a brand new 67 GTO. Sure was. Ronnie said, I don't remember if it was a Judge or not, but it had the big 400 horse anyway, but Ronnie said, yeah, he totaled it out. And that woman had a brand new GTO. It wasn't 5 months old, what he said, and he totaled it. Well, anyway, state trooper knew Dad and him, and he took Ronnie home because he's drinking. They had him tow it. They got her information. She went, I don't know if she went to the hospital. I think she was all right. But anyway, that's all I remember as a kid. In 67, I was 7 years old. I remember as a kid that car being parked beside the garage. You know, Dad's carport there at Mom's. That's where the car was. It just totaled it. There's a picture somewhere. I don't have it. They took a picture, man. He just creamed that damn thing. But he got lucky that state trooper gave him a ride home because he's a friend of Dad's and them. But anyway, man, I hope y'all had a good Christmas. Chris said, man, we'll get up there and we're leaving in the morning, me and Chris, and I think Brian's going to leave mid-morning, Shane and Brittany's going to leave Wednesday morning. But anyway, man, love you, boy, and we will holler at you. All right? Bye, buddy.